All right, y'all are probably wondering what else is going on in this world of hippies, and I want to tell you, nothing's ever perfect, y'all. It may be like a hippie world, but there's always some sort of, entropy going on, even in this wonderful imaginary world. And I want to say the problem is the Order of the Blind Salamander is trying to take over the city. They're kind of like the Earth Firsters, but they're non-violent, okay, because it's a hippie world. This is full of all those old city planners from past lives. So like Lori Moyer, she's the biggest pain in their butt. When there's a road construction project, Lori chains herself to a tree so they can't dig it up and put the road down. Even the hippies are like, we need some roads, Lori. Then, of course, the leader of this whole resistance movement is no other but J. Rad Miller. He's a tactician. He figures out where the road projects are. He knows where all the holy ground places are, where the arrowheads, and he makes sure there are legions of these activists to protect all those artifacts. So y'all are probably wondering, what does LMC do in this whole trajectory of the story? Well, y'all, I'm not the communications director. I know y'all are probably thinking that because I've got that speech background. But in the hippie world, attorneys get their LSATs by imagination questions. And of course, I do very well on that exam. So I'm kind of the activist attorney, though, because I'll just go through all the past violations of the different developers. But the real attorney is still Michael Constantino. So Mr. Constantino, he'll give me IM chat messages during the city council meetings, and I'll say, the language reads, right? I'm kind of like the mouthpiece. I gotta get to class now, y'all. All right, y'all. I forgot their test, so I have to walk. When you're adjunct, you get the real important parking lot. It's the one that's across the Continental Divide. So it gives me a little bit more time to talk to y'all. So I bet you're wondering, who runs the airport department? And quite frankly, I don't even know what they do. I haven't gotten on a plane since like 9/11, so I really have no context what goes on with the airports except for people get body scanned, which to me does not sound fun to get blasted. So in this world of the hippies, do you want to know who runs the airport department? That's Philip H. and his lovely lady. And do you know why? Because every day at noon, you look into the sky and there's poems, haikus, Native American sayings that Philip personally has crafted. Or maybe his underlings. Every once in a while he lets, one of the underlings come up with something creative. And the hippies all stare into the sky majestically for these messages. And the only reason why Phil got this job is because he's a genius and he's so compassionate with the animals and nature. And of course he had to pass one of those crazy interviews that Bill Cunningham runs. It was another imagination question. Now, I bet you're wondering who runs SWAT and all the other undercover sting operations. That would be Jane H. She's got a legion of all these undercover officers to help all the women and kids. And let me tell you, she doesn't even she takes care of your immediate violent situation, but then she finds you housing, a job. She's even got this program to get women really nice clothes for corporate jobs. All right, y'all, we're in part 3 still of the hippiedom world, right? It's a 5-part series. First of all, I want to start out by apologizing to the river. I used to never visit this river, y'all. I was so bummed out how trashed it is, and I see the world in black and white. Y'all know that. But I started coming out in the fall, and now I'm out here all the time. It's so powerfully peaceful. Okay, so let's go with animal services. Presley Cox, that's your job. It's a glam job, girl. What you gotta know is, first of all, it's a no-kill shelter. And we've got all kinds of animals that are in the shelter. A lot of them are there for therapy for the elderly and the veterans and so forth. Now, the thing you have to know, when Presley is on the job and you get an animal that you adopt, she does a whole photo shoot for y'all. I mean, she just makes it cool. The photos go viral. It's awesome. All right, 2 more shout outs to long-term city staff. Colette Jameson, I've got a special job for you. You've been dealing with all these hippies all the years in the real world, right? You've been dealing with the developers. You've been dealing with all the different municipalities and even things like utilities and the politicians. You've gone through all the different mayors and city managers. You're probably done, Ken. like a case of cold cigarettes on my desk. So, your job is to be the communicator between the blind salamander and the tribal council. The blind salamander tells you all of the truth of the river, right? And where all the artifacts are. And there's probably some hidden treasures, in the underground caves here in town. You know all of that. You communicate that to Mario Maria, and then that information floats downward to the dais. Lisa Morris, I really want to give you the head of Parks and Recs, but we got to mix it up, right? Because if you're a city staff member and you've had to deal with me, you're getting the shout out, or if you've liked the post, you're getting a homage as well. Lisa Morris, you're gonna be an investigative reporter. See, even the wind kicked up. But your stories are so vivid. It's like a stream of consciousness, like it's a story. It's not just like an investigative report, but we like see what the person had for breakfast that morning. It's amazing. You have like this following, this cult following in the mainstream media.